kind of playing as a unit now, and it's gonna be tough. Obviously, they got a couple of good pieces up front, and like I said, they're starting to gain confidence. But it's a lot of new faces out there. They're playing hard.
This team, how are you guys doing?
How we're different? It was so long ago. I think each week we're trying to find new ways to continue to get better. I know it's a cliche thing, but it's been so long ago. And surely they don't expect us to be the same, and we don't expect them to be the same. So
you guys have had your struggles against zone. They play a lot of zone. Where do you feel like you guys are in finding answers to zone coverage?
Something that we're continuing to work at each and every day. Trying to be on the same page, be where we need to be at the same time, at the right time, I should say. So.
Is more crossing routes a way to combat zone? And has there been a reason why there haven't been as much of those this season?
Yes, I think so. I think it's really a time and spacing thing. I think the second half of that question is a question for KP.
AJ, there was a report that there was some frustration from players on offense with Jalen Hurts.
Ask me about Dallas. Thank you.
As a receiver, what challenges or lack thereof does AT&T Stadium present?
As a receiver,
you're pretty familiar.
Say that again.
What challenges as a receiver does playing in Dallas present? Is it noisy? Is it hard to see?
It's
glare.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see sometimes. Early on, like when the sun's going down. But it's not really. It's not really like too loud. But.
AJ, you've spoken the past 3 years about yards after the catch, right? And you like to make a 10-yard catch, 30-yard catch.
Yeah.
How do you
struggle?
What's that?
Nothing.
I'm sorry.
Nothing. Go ahead.
What goes into facilitating that for a wide receiver?
Number one, mindset. Just having that mindset whenever you get the ball, not letting the first guy tackle you, and a lot of other key components go in that as well. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about the cleats you'll wear on Sunday and the meaning behind them?
My cleats is based on my foundation. I base my foundation on mentorship and giving back to the community as much as I can. And I won't be wearing them, but I definitely donate them. Yeah, so.
AJ, do you pay a lot of attention to what other receivers around the league do? Like what makes CD so?
Nah.
Why not?
Gets me upset. So I stay away from it. No, but I mean, it's a time and place for it. I think right now, I'm just trying to stay focused.
I just mean more from a skill set perspective.
Nah, the only person I'm really watching is Julio Jones. So yeah, so.
You talk to him recently?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time.
What are some of the advice that he gives you? What are some of the things you talk about?
That's between me and him. I don't want to do that to him.
You mentioned after the game this past week against the Lions, you think a lot of the struggles offensively that week at least were self-inflicted, starting off behind the sticks, penalties and whatnot. How might be a hard question to answer, but how close do you think you guys are to kind of figuring this offense out? Because obviously the personnel's there. We know you're super talented. How close do you think you are to kind of clicking?
I think we are. I think we are. I think that's the mindset to have. I think it's just really just cleaning up those mistakes. It's not about just being close. It's just really just finishing drives. Defense been playing incredible, and we're just trying to do our part, and that starts with the things that it takes no talent, as Nick says all the time. So.
You look at the defenses you guys have played, and they've been some pretty good defenses. I mean, how big a factor is that in keeping this offense in check?
Sometimes, they're in the league too. They're in the NFL for a reason, but we like to hang our heads on who we are, and just having that mentality. And so we can't really we can't focus on what those guys doing, regardless of who lines up in front of us. We expect to win, and so.
How are you feeling physically these days with the hamstring?
I'm fine.
There's nothing that's lingered beyond that?
Nothing is wrong with me, guys. I'm
Obviously,
just gonna say that.
Obviously, fans of sports have huge rivals. Here in Philly, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Do the athletes feel that? Do you guys have like your own personal rivalry?
I don't.
It's another game.
Yeah, I don't. I've been saying that since I got here.
Yeah.
I don't get into that.
Well, this Dallas team, they're going to probably come in desperate, right? I mean, and you can bury them with a win, more or less.
We desperate too. We trying to get it going. We desperate too. So.
Jordan Mailata talked about communication being something you guys need to work on, especially in an environment like Dallas.
Yeah.
What does your communication look like? I know you're a pretty quiet, like cerebral player out there, but what does your communication look like with other players? Well, on the sideline, it doesn't look like you're shy.
I'm not actually. I think when Jordan's saying that, I think that's just like the quarterback and you know the center and everybody, and just really communicating because they communicate the most. You know, most of us, if anything, communication-wise for us is just really like hand signals and stuff. So seeing it, you know, and making sure our eyes in the right spot at the right time.
AJ, what's standing out in the meeting rooms and practice this week as you are trying to get going?
As a group or myself as a group? Time and spacing. You know, being where we need to be. You know, they play a lot of zone, and so we need to be where we need to be at the right time and to make the play when we get the opportunity.
With your My Cause, My Cleats, what makes youth mentorship important to you?
Just trying to be the person I needed when I was younger. So giving back, just trying to be a positive role model. So.
What would you say to? There's been speculation out there that you are not the same player you want. So what would you say to those people?
I guess Saquon ain't the same player either. Then. All right. But I don't got no comment about that. I don't care about that.
You obviously don't believe it.
Y'all don't believe that.
I didn't say it.
Okay. And then just being in this division as well just makes it a little bit more special.
Vic Fangio has been so honest with us, saying how far you have come this season, what we're seeing on the field, you making plays the past couple of weeks. What has this been like to, it seems at least from the outside, turn the corner on the field?
I mean, just staying down, staying true to myself, you know, being diligent with, you know, my faith and just coming into work. You know, I give a lot of credit to, you know, the guys here in the locker room with helping me catch up to, you know, pace with the playbook, learning the culture here when I first got here in April, and just letting me be myself, but at the same time feeling at home with the guys. So, you know, some things take time, but, you know, never doubting myself, never wavering from my faith. And, you know, just staying down and understanding that, you know, things will turn. And when they do, you just got to be ready. And that's just what I've been doing.
It's no secret at times it can be impatient that you want it to click right away. How hard is that to come into a new team and learn a new system, learn a new playbook? We talk about it all the time when you guys come in, and I think a lot of people just expect it to click the next day.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, football is football, but, you know, sometimes there's different things like technique, you know, coverage-wise, what you need to do, how you should do things, playing a lot of different defenses. You know, some coverages you think is universal, but sometimes, you know, different schemes you can run. Let's say you run quarters, everybody run quarters different. It's probably 3 to 4 ways that you can run it. So understanding how a team runs their system and then getting more comfortable with playing and then understanding the defense as a whole, not just your job, but knowing where your help is, what you can do and what you can't do.
Very interesting. And you look at this game on Sunday, you look at the receivers the Cowboys have. Do you look forward to a matchup like this when you look at the receivers on the other side of the field?
Yeah, it's always fun because you get to go against a group that's super talented, and you know that I don't think anybody in this league will want anything else. You know, if you're going against, if you're whatever position you play, you know, if you're a receiver, you want to go against, you know, guys who got great DBs, or a running back, great D-line, or linebackers, just to compete. And I think that's what this game is all about ultimately, is just a competition and just finding a way. So it's fun to go against great top-tier receivers.
Messaging to the team this week.
We just talked about focusing in on our process. You know, it's your habits and your process that get you ready to play each game, and it's your habits that take over when you're playing a game. So we focused on that, the mountain, focusing in where we are, and going from there.
When it comes to the negative plays, KP was talking about it. You know, the false start stuff, the penalty stuff, that's obvious. But as far as the execution, the negative plays, how do you work on that? How is that process going?
Yeah, you try to prepare the guys for every different look that you could possibly get. So again, anytime that we all look internally when, you know, there's a negative play, it's as coaches, you're like, hey, how do we how do we coach it better, or how do we put them in better positions to succeed in this scenario? Could the scheme have been better on this one? And as players, we look at it as how could we have executed this better versus this look or that look. And so that's where you want to get everybody looking internally to fix any of the issues that you have. And I think that's a big step, and that's what we talk about quite frequently.
What's something you learned about Jalen Phillips that you didn't know when you acquired him?
Yeah, obviously you do so much. You watch so much tape on the league. Whether it's through when you're playing the team or you see him on cross tape or anything like that. You do so much work when you have a thought that he could be on the team. You do so much work when they come out. So I think we had a lot of you have a lot of information. But I love his, but you never know that you don't truly know the in and out every single day with the person, right? That's something that you can't always capture. I love his intensity, his willingness and want to get better. The way he fits in with the guys, how excited he is for his opportunity, how hard he plays on a consistent basis. That's something, you can watch as much tape as you want, but then you see it in practice and all those different things. So, man, he's been a great addition to this football team. And obviously his play is speaking for itself, but it's the other stuff that I know you guys hear me say every time I feel like when you guys ask me a question about a player and how they're playing, I'm obviously excited about how they play, but there's always things that point to when you're in a positive way. There's always something that points to why, they're succeeding on the field, and more so than just even talent.
Nick, in a game like this, which is a division game and it's very, very emotional, do you have to continually emphasize, don't retaliate, don't cost you 15 yards?
This is, I know this is Dallas, and I know what this game means to the entire city, and I know what it means to their city. But if we get more up for this game or start coaching differently for this game than we do for any other game, then we didn't do our jobs the other games. And that's, I think y'all asked me that about the Lions in response to, their comments of, hey, this is a must win. We treat every game the exact same. So we're going to coach our ass off every single game. We're going to prepare our ass off every single game, regardless of the circumstances. And because there's always going to be a circumstance, and whether it's you lost to them the year before, that you beat them the year before, or it's Dallas, or it's a primetime game, or you name it, this guy's going home to his city or whatever it is, right? Our job is to be completely consistent. I got to be consistent with the messages and the things that they need to require, that I require from them. And we expect that same consistency from everybody. I expect that same consistency from everybody on a week-to-week basis. I think that's one thing that can contribute to sustained success is consistency. And I come to find that and love that about our players and our coaches as that consistency of preparing for every team the same.
How was it getting Cam back in practice yesterday?
I'm sorry.
How was it getting Cam back in practice yesterday?
Yeah, great. Anytime these guys can get back out there, coming off things, that's huge. And we'll see where he is today. But excited to have him back out there when he was.
How would you describe the way Jihad has handled a reduced role in this defense? And have you talked to him at all? Did you talk to him at all as it was going on?
Yeah, I think that the answer to anytime anybody's, I talk to our guys consistently on a daily basis, all of them, as many guys as I can on a daily basis. I think that communication and that trust and the relationships that you build and the connection that you build is really important. So obviously, always talking to these guys. I think he's done a nice job with the plays that he's getting. And I just see a guy that is so into team and doing everything he can do to help the team win. I admire that about him. And he's given us great plays and great minutes, out there on the field. And he'll continue to do so. And, that whether that's on defense, whether that's on special teams, the way he practices, all those different things. So I think he's done a nice job. I know he's not playing quite as many plays, but I think he's doing a really good job with the plays that he is playing.
Last one, Dave.
Dak. I'll get you too.
Dak.
Unless you want to do it anywhere else. Yeah.
Dak Prescott hasn't lost an NFC East home game since 2017, and I recognize every year is different, but appearing in 18 NFC East home wins in a row is a large sample size. I'm wondering for your thoughts on.
Yeah, well, one thing that I can say is Dak's a hell of a player, and that's on display quite often. Every time I watch him play. That brings its challenges in itself. This 2025 Eagle team has never played at Dallas, so we're going into it with that mindset, with that same consistency. But much respect to Coach Shoddy and the job he's doing over there. Their offense is humming, and much respect to Pickens and Lamb and Dak and Williams and their offensive line and Ferguson. Like, they got a lot of good players, they got good coaches, and I got a lot of respect for this football team.
How did Nakobe go about maintaining his leadership before he came back?
The consistency, whether he's on the field or whether he's not on the field, it's the same consistency I saw when he got hurt last year, and was able to be such a contributor when he wasn't on the field and at the end of the 24 season. So just his consistent nature of day in, day out of how he goes about his business, how he connects with his teammates, how he leads, how he studies, how he prepares, how he helps the other guys in that room prepare. Again, Nakobe's successful on the football field. One, because he's obviously super talented, but there's a lot more. He's got so many good qualities that help him have reached the where he is, and God willing, he'll reach his ceiling because of who he is as a player, who he is as a person, who he is as a teammate, who he is, how he works, all those different things. Yeah, he's been great.
All right.